2017 Polaris Sportsman high lifter. My motor was running hot. Evidently I didn't have no water in my radiator and it was dripping out underneath the bike. I took this panel off already here and you can see the water was coming out this weep hose for your water pump. So for you to take all these damn bolts out, I'm hearing that you got to take all the plastics off and all of the gas tank out just because of that one bolt over there. It would be nice if Polaris had made this, just wouldn't dog leg turn this part right here and kept it straight so we could change this thing without taking all that apart, them assholes. So yes, I'm gonna start taking the plastics off, the seat, the cover, this, drain the gas tank, take this piece off, and I'll get back with you. Okay, so far I took the seat, the plastic off here, took the top shroud off, I took these 4 bolts off here, and take these 2 off by the thing, by the fuse box. Now we're gonna lift it up, and you're gonna unplug this one and this one. The fuse box stays right there. Okay, what's next? I'm gonna take off these bolts for the radiator, unclamp the hose, these bolt, that bolt, this bolt, this bolt. Take all this crap off. Disconnect that hose there. Oh, and by the way, check out my other video on plastic removal pliers. It fits right into this groove here, and they kind of narrow. It shows you how to make a pair from the dollar store. They pull out really easy. So I took all the bolts out, screws out, all these rivets here. Took these out. This should come off next. This cover here. Can't do it with the phone in my hand. As I can. Then you got the gas tank. It's got a hose clamp in it here. That's going to come out. This flange here stays with the plastic. So that's going to come out. On this gas refilling thing here, I want to get a screwdriver, probably a little loose, a little bit, so we can pull it off. You see what I'm doing here? Just loosen it up. Okay, I'm also seeing, and here by the tire, we have some more plastic rivets that's got to come out. Yeah, on the other side here, I see some more plastic rivets behind there for this to come out. So I guess if you can reach in and get it. Change about the gas. I had to get these rivets out, so I had to disconnect one of the snorks here. So I get the 2 of these rivets, and as I got to it, it seems like it's a whole lot easier for me to get to the other hose clamp for the gas filling valve here. So we're going to take that one off there. Alright, I used some WD-40 on the clamp and spray it up there, so we're going to kind of push it up. That's going to come out. I need 2 hands. Alright, so we got it out. Taking all this off. All this damn bullshit just for 2 screws, and they wanted damn 3 more ounces of fuel in the tank. And they could avoid all this by making the tank just a little bit shorter and not dog leg turn that damn thing. Assholes. Alright, now we got that off there. Got this rivet here to take this little cover off. Alright, we got the rivet out. Take this cover off. There's the gas tank. Piece of bullshit. Should have bought a Honda. Nobody else has these problems. this is how far I got so far. I'm looking at, we're gonna have to take off this hose on the top. The gas tank is gonna have to go out through the passenger side. I'm looking over here. If you look at the gas tank, yeah, this fender and all this crap has got to come out. And then this snork, it's inside the air box. I got to break that damn seal and take this off so I can get to it underneath here. It's not gonna make it. Very bad design. I have to find the bolts. I'll tell you where they are. I know they got one up here. We got one right here, and they got one up in here that I can see so far. Right there. You see that one? That's gonna come off. Okay, I had to take these rivets out all around here. These 4 bolts, wrench at the bottom. They should come out like that. Piece of crap. Alright, so now we're getting a little closer in here. We can see what's going on. So this looks like it's next to snork going into the air box. Got to go into the air box. They got nuts and bolts on both sides. They got one here, one there. And when you put it back all hook it up with silicone. All right, now I have taken the snorkel out. I have some screws inside of here, hold nuts, and down through here. Now I'm getting the gas line off. You got to get a screwdriver and a little small screwdriver and pry it off and move it off just a little bit, and it should come right out. This plug's in the way. Well, I'm gonna have to remove this plug first. Let me put the phone down. All right, so now we pried it off a little bit, and the clip comes out. Okay, and we kind of give it a little wiggle. I put some WD-40 on it for a while. Okay, there we go. That's off. We're getting closer and closer to this damn disaster. The Polaris designed them assholes. Alright, so far I got these 2 bolts out. The one over on this end is a pain in the ass. I doubt if I ever get it back in. Anyway, so I'm pulling it out, and I noticed they have a vent line that we got to unplug. Just to let you know, as I was pulling it, it was hanging up. Alright, I got it out. That's the gas tank here. And this is what I was talking about, Mr. Polaris engineer. See this line right here, drew with the marks line? That right there. If you would have kept this even with the tank, instead of having, what, 3 ounces of extra fuel, we wouldn't have to do this, Mr. Polaris. Look at that. Little bitty spot. Just keep on going with that, and keep going up here with flush, straight up, and keep this going over. No. We got to make everybody take everything apart. Pricks. Alright, so now we're down underneath here, looking at this water pump. We're going to take that off, that clamp here, take that clamp off here, take all these bolts off here, and pry it off, see what we can look at. Alright, I had broken it loose. I had to hit it right here with the little bitty hammer, little small hammer. It was short little strikes, about 1,000 times. And then I got my screwdriver right up in here and knocked it off. I want to loosen it up. They ain't got no damn gasket on this, and the schematic shows they have a gasket. Well, I'm putting it back together with silicone anyway. But there's the impeller. I'm sure that comes off, and I'll start it again. Alright, that's what it looks like. I already grabbed it with some big pliers. We're going to pry that off, and up in here we get the little brass. We're going to get that out with the screwdriver and a hammer or whatever. So that's what I'm doing next. Alright, now that's what it looks like. I didn't beat it on it. I've fought in battle with this thing. I had to use a 1/4-inch wood chisel to get a cut in it. But you gotta watch it. I made a little notch in my housing because of that. So don't go a little bit deep. That's the only way I got it started. But that's the part there. And I guess order one and put one in. People are saying I should change the seal from the motor to the water pump. That's that seal right here. That black goes all the way around. I got numbers on it. I'll think about that. Find out how to get that off. If I'm a fool with it or not. It's right here. I'm sure it's only a few dollars more. But anyway, so that's that. Alright, I got my water pump seal. And this was the old one here. I did have trouble getting this old one out. I mean, it was on there real tight. I had to get some vice grips on it and pinch it and hit it and beat it for a long time to get this little thing off. I even kind of thought it was part of it was the shaft that was on there so tight. But anyway, eventually I got it off. And this is what the new one looks like. It's got the little blue seal on it already. And so I'm going to use this 5/8, which fits around here kind of a little tight, to knock in this. I also have 1.25 inch that goes all the way around it to seat that glass, because this here is so tight that this part here, if I hit it from this edge, I'm thinking I'm going to want to separate it because it's so tight, very tight. I might even have to heat it up to get it on there, because I'm just putting it on there right now and it don't even slide on. It seems like this is something it's got to be beat on. So I might get some heat and try not to melt this. Probably maybe a little heat gun and kind of do it quick while it's warm. And I'm going to use this plastic hammer here so it don't have some little shock absorber. Oh, by the way, this tube that overflows, I'm hearing that people taking this off and running along and up to the handlebars because it sucks up sand, and that could be the one could be the problem that's doing it. It's only a year old and it's already changing the water pump. Alright, now that I got it in, that's what it looks like. I had to use both of these sockets, hit it with the little one first around here, because it's so tight. I didn't want to push it off of here first because I thought it was going to separate. So I hit it here, and then I hit the top with the big one, and I use a small one back and forth. So that's what I would do with that. That's what it looks like. All right, so the next step is I took my little sanding block and I sanded all this. Oh, and it's also good before you put this water pump on, it's easy to sand all this level because they got a lot of junk on it. I think the dealership did some work here because they was fooling with it when it was on the warranty, and that's what they put it together with, is with silicone. But I'm going to use this high temperature RTV. I used it plenty of times. It works great. I don't have a gasket, so I'm going to use it. They used it. I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to glob it on all around here. And maybe use a little Q-tip to get it all even and whatever. Make sure I don't miss any spots, but kind of put it thick and heavy. Doesn't matter if it oozes out or whatever. It's all going to be stuck on there. So I'm also going to put a little bit dab on it on my threads here, because I had a few of them that was pretty oxidized, and I had Y-wheeled them off. So we're going to put a little dab of silicone on them threads there. That'll keep it from backing out and water penetrating through it, but it will be able to come off when it's time to come off. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Make sure you don't miss any spots all the way around. That's how high we got it. That's how high we got it. It's like 1/8 of an inch And put some little silicone on the end of the threads of your bolts. Just a little tip. All right, to put the gas tank in, you need to tape this up because when you jerk, slide it around and all that, you might get dirt and mud in it. So tape it up, and as you get it on the other side, then you can take the tape off when you're ready to put the filling cap on. But anyway, don't forget you got a vent line for this when you shove it in. Put that on right away so you don't forget. So mainly just going to reverse everything that we did to take this piece of crap apart. Okay, so I got everything back together here. I noticed that when I first started, I had a little drip of water coming out my weep hose. Like 3 ounces or 4 ounces of water had came out, and it stopped. And then the next day, maybe like a half an ounce came out, and it stopped, and it ain't did it anymore after that. Another thing, when you put all this back together, up here by the gas filling thing, make sure your hot water hose is on the other side of this. So after you got your gas tank in, put your water hose on the outside and get it all in. I try to remember how to do all this back, and you put it all back together. So that's about it for right now. So yeah, I left it run for like 15-20 minutes 2 different times, and it seems like it's alright now. If you know how to do something that you don't see on YouTube, make a video and help some other people take the little shortcuts. Give back. Thanks.